Greetings, everyone. I am Paula Gomes-Ribeiro, Associate Professor of Nova University of Lisbon. My talk is entitled Re-signifying Protest, Grândola, Bella Ciao, and the Politics of Musical Memes. In the noise of today's digital publics, disinformation no longer resides primarily in false statements or fabricated images. It emerges through the infrastructures of affect, the circuits where political cues are felt, repeated, and contested. Within these infrastructures, music and sound function not merely as carriers of emotion, but as instruments for the voluntary shaping of meaning. They enable users, creators, and algorithms to orient effective response and ideological tone in deliberate ways. This paper, part of an ongoing research project, analyzes the affective and semantic transformations of two historically charged protest songs, Bella Ciao and Grândola Vila Morena, as they circulate on TikTok. It examines how digital remediation reshapes collective memory and how this process itself can function as a form of disinformation, not through deception, but through the strategic reorganization of feeling and intention. I term this dynamic platform drift, an algorithmically amplified movement through which politically saturated sounds detach from their historical origins and become polysemic emotional templates for divergent ideologies. This is not merely a change of meaning, but a reorganization of how meaning is felt. Anthems of resistance turn into ambivalent fragments, heritage, entertainment, parody, nationalist symbol, each iteration modulating the listening public. Most studies of disinformation have focused on text and image, while the sonic dimension remains underterrorized. Yet, as Theodora Gloria Gorman and Steve Goodman demonstrate, sound acts below the threshold of conscious interpretation, orienting bodies and moods before cognition intervenes. Drawing also on Susanna Pazunen and Mark Andrevich, I frame platform drift as a sonic articulation of preemptive affect, ideology operating through resonance, rhythm, and recurrence. The analysis unfolds through three dimensions: song biography, the historical sedimentation of collective identity; sonic affordances, musical features that guide effective response without fixing meaning; platform infrastructures, the algorithmic logics that privilege repetition and recognizability over coherence. Together, they illuminate how affect, memory, and circulation intersect in digital protest sound. On TikTok, what circulates is not misinformation, but effective misinformation. So, disinformation that acts through feeling rather than fact. Bella Ciao, once a partisan anthem, gains new life through La Casa de Papel and becomes globally ubiquitous. Its minor mode, melancholy, and rhythmic regularity make it endlessly reusable. A Harlequin lip sync turns defiance into irony. A Zumba remix translates struggle into euphoria. A Moscow street party reframes anti fascism as nightlife ambience. Each iteration dissolves collective charge into aesthetized self performance. Yet, the same song can re anchor solidarity when brass players in Atlanta perform it in front of Brown Boys protesters, reclaiming public space through sound. Bella Ciao embodies affective liquidity, adaptable, viral, yet politically unstable. By contrast, Grândola Vila Morena resists through affective sedimentation. Composed by Zeca Afonso and broadcast during the 74 Carnation Revolution, Its slow tempo and choral gravity resist algorithmic volatility. It reappears in La Casa de Papel as melancholic brotherhood, in Galicia as mass choral remembrance, and in feminist performance by Le Bruit qui court. Even when sampled by a far-right user, retaining only the footsteps by Afonso's recording, the sound itself carries the memory of revolution. Viewed together, these trajectories form a dialectic of drift and hankering. Bella Ciao disperses solidarity through liquidity. Grândola consolidates it through sedimentation. Both reveal how sound acts politically, not by argument, but by modulating attention, atmosphere, and embodiment. These cases extend affect theory and sound studies into the terrain of digital disinformation. In algorithmic economies driven by engagement, resonance becomes quantifiable and monetized. Each replay or like converts feeling into data capital. Protest sound is thus absorbed into platform capitalism's vibrational economy. Yet embodied re-performances from the Galician square to the Portuguese parliament show that sonic memory can also resist this capture. The political stakes of this dynamic lie in what I call reasoned ambiguity, the condition that allows both ideological appropriation and historical endurance, the elasticity that lets Bella Ciao drift ensures its survival. The gravity that anchors Grândola grounds its reactivation in new struggles. Their digital lives reveal how feeling becomes a medium of ideology. We are moving from bounded propaganda to an ecology of ambient disinformation where influence works through saturation rather than persuasion. Sound is central to this regime. It acts by resonance, not argument. Cultivating sonic media literacy, the ability to trace remixes, contextualize echoes, and perceive how sounds shape ideological alignment is therefore vital. Listening critically in the key of ambiguity become not only an analytical method, but a form of political literacy for the algorithmic age. Thank you so much.